Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Speed Stars. Now, back in the 1950s, there was a slogan, safety fast, and that perfectly encapsulates what this show is all about. Yes, we want to see who can set the fastest lap times, but we also want to turn our contestants into safer drivers. So let's meet this week's stars. Radio's Mr. Nice Guy takes on the joker of the airwaves, but there's no time for pleasantries or jest when Rob Forbes and Darren Simpson get behind the wheel. Their voices keep us hooked for hours, but will their driving do the same? Let's take a look.
Stay in the gear, stay in the gear.
Goodness, it told me.
Turn in. Okay. There, when you brake.
Yeah.
I've got you, don't worry.
You're like Jesus.
I wish.
That was a nice drive, eh? Very great.
A little bit too much speed. Don't worry, straight in. Okay. A little bit too much speed initially. Yes. Don't be scared to brake.
Darren Simpson, Rob Forbes, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
I'm glad you're all in one piece.
I'm glad I'm in one piece too.
This is kind of the part of the show where we're meant to talk about your careers and what you do, but after seeing that promo, I think we're just going to be talking about how chaotic it was learning to drive fast. Did you think you could drive?
You know what? No, I didn't. I've never been a fast driver. I've always just plodded along. I'm always late everywhere I need to go.
Why am I not believing this? It sounds like absolute rubbish.
I'm not a fast driver, Rob. You?
I'm not either.
Yeah.
I got cured. I went to live in the UK for a while, and they actually respect traffic laws there. So no one speeds, everyone behaves themselves, and drive through
That's
town.
why we love South Africa.
No one does more than 30. Everyone's behaved.
Yeah, $10 doesn't get you off anything there.
Exactly.
The exchange rate's not the greatest as well.
It's just getting worse every day.
It's like 50p.
But you guys are surprisingly competitive.
Yeah, of course, naturally.
No, you came in there, you in particular, Rob, as downplaying. I've never done this before. And your group of celebs on the day of filming, you're saying, geez, like this guy's a racing driver who spends a lot of time doing this. So have you been playing on PlayStation or what?
No, you just want to win.
Okay, at all costs.
Always.
Yeah.
Michael, during the training, which we'll get to see a bit later, he just said there was a lot of altercation between you and him. He was telling you to go fast and you didn't want to.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he knows what the car can do, but I don't know what the car can do, and I don't know what I can do in the car. So I needed to trust him to a certain degree, but I don't trust myself, though, which is the problem.
So let's end this little conversation. Yeah, do you feel like you're a better driver? Have you learned something through this process?
Yeah, for sure. I know how to take a corner, a hairpin, at 140 k's an hour.
No, that's the wrong thing you meant to say, because it's also about road safety, but we're going to get to that in a moment. Did you learn anything, Rob?
Yeah, it's nice to be reminded, and it's simple things, tire pressures, you know, speed, stopping distance, all those kind of things are important.
But I suppose what is cool as well is, you know, we've taken you into a safe environment where you get to do things that you never get to do. K53 doesn't give you that.
No.
No, for sure. I mean, obviously, when you rent a car occasionally, the car can do what it does there on the track.
We had the same with Opel. They give you cars, amazing what they can do.
Exactly. Yeah, when it's not your own, there's a level of respect that is not quite there. Is it? Am I wrong or am I right?
No, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Okay, I want to talk safety, and I want to introduce a clip, and I'm going to get your comments before I even show it to you. What is the thing you can't live without?
Cell phone.
Yes, obviously.
So let's have a look. The cellular phone has truly changed the world, although sadly not always for the better. It's become a major cause of road accidents both in South Africa and of course abroad, and something as seemingly harmless as responding to a text can have potentially fatal results. Here's why. Take a look.
There's your 50. Then, second gear.
Turning our stars into speed stars were two of the best. Multiple production car and touring car champion both locally and abroad, Mike Briggs dominated racing in the sport's glory days here in South Africa. Chop Sepuka changed the face of motorsport in our country and at the same time rewrote the record books in the fiercely competitive world of production car racing. Our stars were transferred from the luxury of the Fairway Hotel to our test facility at Swartkops Raceway. They believe they can text and drive. We're about to prove them wrong. For this lesson, we set out a course with cones and set our stars the challenge of navigating the course as quickly as possible without killing any of the cones. Known as a gymkhana, the course simulates basic driving skills, direction change, acceleration and braking, and spatial awareness. But just as they got the hang of it, we gave them something they can't live without.
The process is still the same. You're going to go through the cones, but now you're going to be texting while you're driving to see how dangerous it can be to be texting and driving. So it requires your full attention as well, but you're going to go through the same process. Only difference is you're going to be texting.
And this time the ladies have an advantage. Multitasking is essential. I think the ladies are going to win this one.
Can't drive and text.
Okay, wait, just wait.
Yes.
Can't.
Yes, Boyti.
Wait, I can't.
Drive and text. Text? So neither should you. Okay. To the left of the first cone.
Look at Christo shifting the goalposts.
Text. Text. So neither should you.
I'm in a rock band, so I've never been good at getting directions. So I'm going to just hit every single cone on the way, you know, just as rebellious, you know.
Okay, so it's I can't drive and text.
Oh, look at Ross, the rock star rebel.
Oh wait, hold on, these ones are quite big. I've just remembered this. Sorry. So maybe dodge him, otherwise we're going to have a collection. Drive and text.
I wonder if he thinks those are groupies.
So neither should you. 2, 3, 4, 5. You forget I have to keep count actually.
To me, text in, tongue out.
You got it? So neither. Turn sharp. That'll just clip it. You missed. I missed.
Oh, look at that. He's very good at the circle.
It's gone. Hey. What are you doing to my car?
I thought you were going straight to the wall.
No, I wasn't. You made me delete my text.
This is going to be disastrous. You're going to have to give it to me slowly as we're going.
Spread, no.
Really? The mentalist struggling with predictive?
I don't have it.
My app's closed. Oh, shit.
Try to open it while driving.
Well, Rob had set a blistering pace up front and seemed determined to prove that men can multitask.
I'm thinking if finger dexterity like that should be there for a guy.
What do you mean, Christo?
Okay, so I can't drive and text, so neither should you. You got it already.
Oh man, what's happened here?
But your driving is not comfortable.
No.
Hopefully MD is more comfortable with your musical talents, Kurt. So there are 3 types of distractions: visual, taking your eyes off the road; manual, taking your hands off the wheel; and cognitive, taking your mind off of driving. What makes texting and driving so dangerous is it does all 3.
I don't know how people do this.
Thank you.
It's impossible.
Dangerous, eh?
I'm sorry. You can't.
Look at that. That doesn't say what it's supposed to say at all. And the tweet didn't say. So I don't think this lap is going to count.
I don't even think we should have access to our phones when we're
So
driving.
from now on, your phone in the back, in the boot. Do you agree?
Yes.
A lot of laughter, a lot of fun and games, but it's a super serious issue, texting and driving.
Everyone does it.
But I'm guilty. I'm guilty
Everyone.
too. So what did we learn out of this? Because that for me is critical.
It's like the self-control that smokers need.
Yeah.
Just need to leave your phone there and not touch it.
But you know, also you think it's easy to text and drive when you're on the freeway and you're going straight. But then when we saw also in another exercise with the stopping distance, and when you see how much space you actually need to stop at 120 k's an hour, You got no chance.
But it's true. I mean, you see when you're driving the road now, any bizarre gaps, there's like left. Guaranteed, you look down, the guy sitting on his phone doing his thing.
For sure.
I mean, even talking with a hands-free kit affects how you drive as well.
Yeah.
What else was a learning thing for you, Rob? The braking? I know you've seen that before.
Yeah, I've seen the exercise before, but it's nice to get a reminder about that.
Yeah.
And the other thing was just trying to navigate things when your attention is distracted. It doesn't work very well.
And that's the dangerous thing. I mean, as we said in the end there, with texting, it actually removes all three distractions. It's hands off the wheel, it's taking your mind off of what you're doing as well, and taking your eyes off the road, which makes it really bad.
Yeah.
Can you guys now, as responsible citizens, try and help South Africa to stop doing it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we obviously, you know, we joke a bit, but there's also a serious message behind everything. And a shocking stat is that most children, the biggest cause of death for children under 12 years of age in South Africa is car accidents.
Yeah.
And that's probably because mom and dad are doing other things while they're driving.
I have no doubts that if you are in an accident, you're not going to tell your insurance company, oh, by the way, I was sitting on my phone.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we said it's so underreported, all these accidents, and nobody really says why. Right, so for you guys at home, we'd love to hear your thoughts as well. So join the conversation on social media, Speedstars SA. Just make sure you do so when you're not behind the wheel, please. We're going to be taking a short break. When we return, we find out if our two motor mouths can drive as quickly as they talk. Right, welcome back to Speedstars. Now, both Darren and Rob were itching to head out onto Swartkorps, but first we sent them to the classroom for some fast driving lessons.
Guys, this is the part of the day where it starts to get fun now. Having seen what you can and what some of you can't do, we're actually going to let you loose on the racing track now. The whole thing about today is obviously safety first. So we just want to make sure that everybody drives within their limits. And some of the limits aren't as high as we had hoped. But anyway.
On the brake when you are on it, okay?
Gotcha.
Okay, hands, please.
Oh, yes. She's up from the beginning already.
No, I promise you, if you remind yourself in your car for 3 or 4 days, it becomes the norm. Okay, see, natural reaction already. Your arm's now crossed.
Yeah.
Now, if I ask you to go left there, you can't go left anymore because your arm's already there. Okay, your other hand, why is it down here?
Because it's habits.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to fight those habits today.
Nice bend in your arm, turn 180 degrees, your arms are doing everything. Steering wheel, is it okay? You want to lift it, you want to drop it? No.
Brakes. Down to third. Off the brakes. Slowly. Good. Turn it in. Brilliant. On the gas. Flat. Look at that shed. Let it drift out.
Okay, turn in. Look for the cone. Look for the cone.
This is awesome.
Let's
we're not going in, eh?
No, we're not going in. We're staying out.
Okay, what must I do?
Brake, 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 brake. Stay in the gear, stay in the gear.
Goodness, you told me.
Turn in. Okay, there, when you brake.
Yeah.
Got you, I've got you, don't worry. Okay. Right, what we need to do here
You're like Jesus.
I wish.
Brakes. Third gear. Turn in. Now. A little bit too much speed. Don't worry, straight third. Okay, a little bit too much speed initially.
Yes.
Don't be scared to brake. Good, carry on. Third gear.
Brake, 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 brake. Off the brake, turn. A little bit too hot there.
Help me.
There we go, I've got you. I've got you. Okay, a little bit too hot there. So when you're on the brakes, stay on them.
Were you scared at any point?
Not at all. Okay, once or twice I had to help you out, but that's because the gangster in you came out and the steering position got terrible.
I imagine this was the bit that you enjoyed the most, leaving all the safety stuff behind and being told go as fast as you can. Hands, Darren.
Yeah, I know, it's habits, eh? But this was actually the part when I was actually the most scared. Because while you've got a guy there helping you, explaining, turn here, brake here, you know, it's fine. But when you're on your own.
Rob, was the prep good enough?
The prep helped a lot. I realized I have no idea what direction to go into a corner in. Apparently there's a good one and a bad one, and I was just on the bad one the whole way.
It's a massive thing, as Darren was saying. You've got your nanny advising you.
He's like that annoying mother-in-law that's always in your ear the whole time. But
I had one, I got rid of her.
I know, I read the U magazine. But this one that you're actually listening to.
Yeah, because this one's going to save your life.
Exactly, yeah.
Well,
and the other one's going to ruin your life.
There's one corner, particularly long uphill into a 90-degree. And he kept saying, like, no, we're going to brake later, we're going to brake later, we're going to brake later. I'm like, if I leave it anymore, we're going to die. Do you understand this?
But you do understand that you are, I mean, the OPC in particular, massive, massive Michelin rubber, fantastic Brembo brakes. That car goes.
It's a beast.
Shall we see how, let's start with you, Darren. Let's have a look at how your hot lap went. South Africa, you know, Darren likes to cause trouble. I'm predicting he could be very, very quiet and very focused in this hot lap. Let's take a look.
No, I'm scared. 40-point check first, K53. I'm very nervous, I won't lie. Because I don't have my sat nav with me.
Doesn't look as fast as it felt.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing, eh?
You're watching on TV, you're like, oh, it's doing like 60.
And you know it wasn't like that at all. Nerves when the lights go out, eh? When you're sitting there waiting to go.
I was just stressing about like leaving it for half a second and getting off slowly.
Look at sitting like a granny, eh?
But look at those hands.
Yeah.
I'm noticing those hands are now perfect.
I'm remembering everything I was taught, yeah.
You are.
Or you're hanging on for dear life.
Yeah.
Yeah, turn 4 comes quickly in the OPC.
Yes! Last corner.
Well, clearly you like that.
Come on, you goody. One more good turn. One more good turn. One more good turn. Come on, stay on the road! You're going good, Simpson. You're going good. You're good.
Are you telling yourself you're good?
I'm remembering my instructions.
Yes! Woo-wee!
Quick.
I did it without you, Mark.
I did it by myself. Might not be the fastest time, but I think it's a great time. Daddy, you know, that corner, I nailed it. And as I was going, Mark will be so proud of me.
Did you hear me in your ear?
I heard you. Okay, let me just say something.
Yeah, please.
As much as it might have looked slow, it felt like a rocket in there.
That's all that really matters.
Yeah.
Well, not really. Also, what matters is where you're going to end up on this leaderboard.
Well, I hit 120 at one stage.
Through turn 8.
I think so,
Okay.
yeah.
Seriously, let's take Darren Simpson with no time off here. If you look at this board, come on, who do you want to beat?
I want to beat Melinda.
Why is that?
Because...
Well, keep talking, because while you do, I'm going to start moving names down. This is a good
Okay.
thing, because it means you're
I
not...
beat Catherine, that's
You
great.
beat Catherine, you beat
Gilan, yeah, that
you beat
mentalist didn't
Sinani.
work.
No.
Lala, yeah.
Okay, now you wanted to beat Melinda.
I wanted to beat Melinda, please.
Think you did?
Did I?
You did.
Oh, fantastic. What about Larry?
Well, let me put you out of your misery.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me, am I top?
Darren Simpson, at this stage, a 1 minute 26.
Man! Hey?
26.8.
Nice.
Look at that.
Hey,
Nice
Look
one.
at that.
wow. Is that better than you expected?
Much better. Much better.
You see, smooth
Yeah.
is what counts.
Yeah.
Okay, but now we've got Rob
Half a
Forbes.
second.
You're a bit nervous now.
No.
You think you've beaten him?
Now I want to go faster than Darren.
Now he wants to go faster than Darren. South Africa, Rob Forbes is up next. Let's take a look. To ensure a level playing field, the guys from Force Fuel were on hand to top up the OPC's tank after every hot lap. In addition, we asked Chops to set benchmark times throughout the day to account for changing environmental factors like temperature and wind speed.
I thought it was because Kurt might have lice.
Very cool.
But anyway.
I'm giving it to the band.
But look at that tunnel vision.
It's focus, eh?
It's great through one.
No, you look like you're doing nicely there, Robert.
Keep forgetting to change gears.
What did amaze me though with you, Robin, you guys talk for a living, is what
Come
you
on,
do. But
faster. Car. Faster, faster, faster.
Kept losing gears, couldn't get from second into third.
Is that, is that the pressure of doing a hot lap, the one that counts?
Yes.
No, it's...
That's the one. And it would have been, I think all of us would have gone faster if we'd had 3 hot laps.
But that's not the show.
Because you stress, because there's only one.
That's the pressure you need. Only one life too.
Those white knuckles, are you seeing that?
So quiet. So quiet. Imagine this dead time on radio.
No, you're doing well, bro. You're doing very well.
Darren, what are you getting nervous?
I'm getting very nervous now. You can't beat me, bro.
It's a great time though, 1:26.68.
No, but you're smooth. You're hitting all the lines.
Does it make a big difference when there's no instructor and you're on your own?
Huge difference. Huge difference. I was on the brakes in every corner too early.
Yo, Rob, look good. You look so unhappy. Why?
Change from second into third fast enough, and I forgot to change down, and then I'm over revving, and it's just a disaster.
So pressure, one lap to count. Things become very different then.
It would have been much easier if you gave us 3 hot laps. The one stresses out, and now I understand why car TV shows, like when the reveal comes, you want to know your time and where you are.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that my cue?
I understand it now.
Is that my cue?
I want to know.
Right, listen, Bridget Hartley, fantastic. So the fastest girl at this stage. Rob Forbes, you down here. Let's get your name off. So have a look. Who do you want to beat? I'm just going to start moving things up.
Kurt Darren was surprisingly
fast. Why are you worried about? Oh, you reckon?
He was quick.
Everyone
and I know for a fact
Kurt.
in the rest of the groups, Smith is a competitive dude, Siv is a competitive dude, Katleo is a competitive dude. I understand that all of them, Paro, I know wants to win this.
Well, look, those guys are all in part 2 of Speed Stars. This is good news though, because you're at the moment in top 3. So, you've beaten Larry.
Hey,
you've beaten Bridget.
What you doing?
Come on.
Now, I said to you, you did one thing wrong.
Yes.
No, you jumped the start.
Did I?
You did jump the start, so we actually docked you some time.
No.
And I mean, that is, at the end of the day, in a race, what costs you top spot. But luckily for you, it didn't. Because Rob Forbes, a 1 minute, 24.7.
That's a good time, bro.
That's 2 seconds quicker than Darren.
My man.
2 seconds. That's
How much
like
time did you dock me?
200 meters.
0.2 for the jump start. So Rob Forbes, at the moment, on Speed Stars, you the man. Don't feel bad, Darren. Still a very, very good time. Hey? In our next installment of Speed Stars, Tumi Maroke and Sivan Gessi, who regularly entertain us on stage or on screen, but are they going to be able to thrill us on the racetrack?
Break, off the brake. Why are you turning? Ah! What's gonna happen now? Now we're gonna struggle to make that corner.
Squeeze the brakes. Don't touch the brakes. Squeeze them, right? Squeeze. Now don't brake. Slow. And smoothly return it. There. See that?
don't forget, it's the top 3 at the end that go into the final shootout. To win the 30,000 Rand that goes to charity, to win the cool Fortis watch. So at the moment, you two are in there.
We're in.
So tune in next week to find out. But until then, do not text and drive, please.